Welcome back to Giant Stadium as the Cowboys and Giants get set to kick off. Dallas at 7-4, the Giants at 4-7. The Redskins losing to the 49ers in overtime have dropped to 8-4. So the Cowboys, Matt, could move into a tie for first place, as could the Eagles today if they beat the Arizona Cardinals. Dan Reeves, who has 1 year left on his contract, and already talking about successors for Reeves after a very rocky year, and Barry Switzer, whose decision to have Bonio kick a 7th field goal to tie an NFL record. He came under some heat this week, including some from his own sideline. Bonio kicking off. The Giants have won the toss. Conrad Hamilton returning the kick from the 5-yard line. Hamilton finds some running room and a good return beyond the 30-yard line. So the Giants with Dave Brown, the quarterback, going against the #1 defense in the NFL. Those are Brown's numbers this year. 10 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. The offensive line, Greg Bishop, Lance Smith, Brian Williams, the center, has played well. Ex-Cowboy Ron Stone and Scott Gregg is the right tackle. Rodney Hampton and Charles Way in the backfield. Chris Callaway and Lawrence Dawsey playing in place of Thomas Lewis and Howard Cross, the tight end. Giants starting from their 32. And here's Rodney Hampton. And Hampton brings it out close to the 40-yard line, and a good gain of 7 on first down. Defensively for the Cowboys, #1 overall in the NFL, Shante Carver, Leon Lett, Chad Hennings, and Tony Tolbert, the defensive line. Darren Smith, Fred Strickland, and Randall Godfrey, a rookie starting his 2nd game at linebacker. Deion Sanders and Kevin Smith, the corners. George Teague and Darren Woodson are the safeties. 2nd down and 3, and again it's Hampton. And Hampton will be shy of the first down by about a yard as Leon Lett comes in to make the tackle.
Now you're going to watch this New York Giant football team. So how do they win this game? Well, you're seeing them run the first 2 plays. They're going to have to be able to run this ball effectively today. Yeah, Thomas Lewis is gone. Aaron Pierce is gone. And you're also playing against maybe the 2 best corners in the league. And when that happens, you effectively take your passing game out of it. So you have to run.
3rd and 1, and they run again, and a first down for Rodney Hampton. You saw Tyrone Wheatley on the sideline, and he should see considerable action today as well.
A lot has been talked about with Rodney Hampton. Look, you can see this. Look at this. Zeros over here. The productivity has gone down this year. And I think there's a couple reasons. First of all, Rodney Hampton comes out and says, you know, I'm a half a step slower. But I think more than that is the fact that they've been down in so many games, they've had to throw, and I think that plays into it.
And a play-action fake on first down.
Oh, boy.
And the pass incomplete, rolls short.
Boy.
Big pressure put on Dave Brown. No flag is thrown.
No, now it's thrown. And it should be thrown. George Teague just about tackled Lawrence Dawsey as he was coming out. George Teague got faked out so badly that he reached out and just grabbed Dawsey. They go with the fake play action. Everybody's up top. Well, watch right here. Teague gets beat badly, reaches out.
Number 30, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
It'll be a first down as you see Dawsey being knocked down, and he protested, and of course the penalty thrown against the Cowboys. Tom White, the referee. So the Giants will have a first down on their own 48-yard line.
It's a good penalty actually by Teague. I tell you, they get 5 yards in a first down, but if he misses them, heck, Dawsey could still be running. So you just stick that arm out there and you take your shot. You never know if it gets called or not.
Short drop by Brown, and on a fade, overthrows the intended receiver, Chris Callaway. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Deion Sanders, as you mentioned, Kevin Smith, 2 perhaps of the best cover cornerbacks in the NFL.
You know, the last couple of weeks I've had an opportunity to be able to watch Kansas City with Dale Carter and James Hasty, and now these Dallas corners, Kevin Smith and Deion Sanders. Those are the 2 top tandems in the league. These guys, they don't even come into the huddle. They know their defense. They just line up outside. They don't even get the call. It's communicated by the safeties. And effectively, they just take away your wideout.
2nd and 10. On the draw, Hampton gets to midfield for a gain of a couple. Fred Strickland, who has played well at middle linebacker, making the stop.
And you look at this Giant team. They have to be able to keep the score close. If they can keep the score close, they can get that big offensive line after the Dallas front continue to pound on them, and then as the game wears on, you have a shot with that running game. What's killed them the last few times in this game, in these games between the Cowboys and the Giants, is the Cowboys jump up on them so fast, they have to throw. And then that's it for their running game.
Giants dead last in the NFL on third down conversions. They need 8 yards. Flags are thrown, and Brown firing away again, going for Callaway, but Tom White will explain this penalty.
You know, 2 times that he's had a shot, he's gone to Callaway, who's on Deion Sanders. And now, speed-wise, that's no match.
Sides, number 52, defense.
Jim Schwantz, the linebacker. Let's listen to Dave Brown drawing off Dallas. And a good stutter count by Brown will bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Giants on the Cowboy 45. Tyrone Wheatley came into the game for 1 play, but now Rodney Hampton is back in the backfield. Brown has some time, and his pass is tipped incomplete. It was tipped by Fred Strickland on the pass intended for the tight end, Howard Cross.
When they got some pressure inside on Dave Brown, and Brown got the little happy feet back there. You have to be able to stand in there a little bit more and be a little bit more patient.
Mike Horan, who leads the NFL in kicks inside the 20, will be punting, and Deion Sanders back deep at the 10 for the Cowboys. Horan with a good high kick, and Conrad Hamilton keeps it in play, and the Giants down it inside the 5. Great hustle by rookie Conrad Hamilton, and that will set the Dallas Cowboys deep in their own territory.
That's better than hustle. That's a tremendous play by Hamilton. You see how he had his body there? Now, he has to make sure, first of all, that his feet are still in the green part. See? Keep them in, and then he has to be able to have the presence to knock that thing back. He was able to get that. That's a great play. I mean, you just don't see that every play.
So the Cowboys will start from their own 2-yard line on their first possession. Coming out with 2 tight ends, Derek Ware and Ty J. Armstrong. And the handoff is to Emmitt Smith. No gain on the play. Want to welcome you to Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the first quarter in the game between the Dallas Cowboys, 7-4, and the Giants at 4-7. The Giants have had the ball once, got into Cowboy territory, and have pinned Dallas back on their own 3-yard line, where Troy Aikman has 2nd down and 9. No score, first quarter. Aikman in the end zone, flips it out to Darrell Johnston, and Moose is tackled immediately by Corey Widmer, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 5. Troy Aikman, who leads the NFL, over 64% completions. And his offensive line, they've done a terrific job protecting him. Tuanay, Newton, Donaldson, Allen, and Williams. Emmitt Smith and Darrell Johnson in the backs. Michael Irvin and Kevin Williams, who came back on Monday, the wide receivers, and Derek Ware, the tight end, with Eric Bjornsson inactive today. 3rd down and 4. Deion Sanders in, and Williams out of the slot, and the pass is caught for the 1st down, and making the reception for the Cowboys is Kelvin Martin. Gain of 6, and the Cowboys move the sticks. Defensively for the Giants, Bratsky, Hamilton, Harris, and Strahan, the defensive line. Marcus Buckley is starting in place of Corey Miller, who's hurt. Corey Widmer in the middle, and Jesse Armstead outside. Jason Sehorn, Tito Wooten, Jesse Campbell, and Felipe Sparks in the secondary. 1st down for the Cowboys on the 14. Emmitt Smith finds an opening and gets it out to the 20-yard line, and a gain of about 6 on 1st down.
You know, last night I had a chance to sit down and talk with Emmitt Smith, and I got to tell you, he's an impressive guy. And the biggest thing you notice is how much pride he has. And I wanted to ask him that, you know, he just doesn't quite look like the same Emmitt, but I really couldn't bring myself to really ask it. And without missing a beat, Emmitt said, you know, I have 5 more games. I want to be able to reestablish my reputation.
2nd and 5 on the 19, and here is Emmitt Smith trying to do just that. And he is close to a Cowboy first down. Jason Sehorn, the cornerback, making the tackle, and he wants to reestablish his reputation as the Cowboys' rushing offense wants to do.
I mean, look at this, 21st this year, and that's always been the strength of this team. I mean, what they've always done with Emmitt Smith is they've been able to get behind that offensive line, start pounding early, and then as the game gets to the 4th quarter, that's when he really takes over. I got to tell you, that's a function also. Emmitt's running is a function of that offensive line because, you know, Ray Donaldson's coming off an injury. They've been beat up and down that line of scrimmage, and that plays into his running abilities as well.
3 wide receivers on first down. Aikman has time, but his pass intended for Williams is incomplete. You'll see a lot of 3 and 4 wide receiver alignments by the Cowboys today, Barry Switzer told us, because the fact that they are short at tight end. Eric Bjornsson playing very well, though out with 2 sprained ankles, unable to play today.
Now, the New York Giants defensively have played pretty well this year. Now, last week, they laid an egg. But they have been playing and coming on and playing together as a unit. Not like they have any superstars over there, but as a group, they play pretty good together.
2nd down and 10. Emmitt Smith turning the corner, and a good tackle. Jason Sehorn after Marcus Buckley got on the shoe tops, and a gain of 4 for Emmitt Smith. And last week against the Cardinals, the Giants, Dan Reeves said that was our worst defensive effort of the year by far in that loss to Arizona.
Yeah, really. Well, you know, the thing is, they're going against the Cardinals, and I think what happens is they go into that game thinking we can handle him. We handle him before, we'll be able to do, you know, not a big deal. And then what happens is they get out there, and the Cardinals are better than they thought they were, and they're not as good as they thought they were.
3rd down and 6 on the Cowboys 29. Aikman wide open up the middle is Kevin Williams, and Williams may have another Dallas first down. Kevin Williams, who returned against Green Bay after a broken ankle, was out a month, and caught a 31-yard pass against the Packers.
Now, I think Kevin Williams is a major addition to this offense again. I think Kevin Williams is the key to that offense in that passing game, because what teams have been doing is they've been taking their coverage to Michael Irvin, and they've been saying, okay, Deion Sanders, you're not a receiver. We're going to make you try to beat us.
First down on the 35. Penalty flags down. And Emmitt Smith gets a yard. No score. We're in the first quarter. 7:16 to go. Dan Reeves, who, of course, starred as a running back with the Cowboys under Tom Landry.
Offsides, nose tackle, defense, that's a 5-yard penalty.
Penalty is against the Giants, and right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. JB?
All right, Ricky Waters carried the ball 7 consecutive times on this series, and he takes it in for the score. Eagles on top of Arizona by the score of 7-0. Back to you.
The Eagles trying to move into a 3-way tie for first if Dallas can win. Redskins lost to the 49ers in overtime.
What a great game that was.
First down and 5. Aikman is going deep, and there is Michael Irvin. And Irvin makes the catch, and the Cowboys felt they could get to the Giant cornerbacks in a gain of 38 yards.
Well, the only way they're going to be able to do that is if they can protect Troy Aikman first. You can see a lot of time to throw. Heck, nobody's even there. And then Sparks is on the outside. He's going to break to the outside. And that's where he beat him. Right when he turned, see when he went from inside to outside, the ball is perfectly thrown. When the ball's thrown like this, and Irvin has those steps, that's tough.
And you talk about protection. Aikman has been sacked only 11 times this year. This is the 10th play of the drive. First and 10 on the Giant 22. Aikman's pass. And out of the backfield is Darryl Johnston for a short gain of only 2.
It's funny, you know, we spoke with Felipe Sparks the other day, about this matchup, and he was so excited he couldn't wait to play. It's about competition. You know, it's about going against the best. You know, you see Troy Aikman over there and Michael Irvin, and he knows his limitations. And he knows he's going to compete all day long. And I guarantee you right now that that's driving him crazy that they got beat on that up.
Percy Ellsworth comes in as a nickel back for the Giants on 2nd down and 8. Emmett Smith is tackled from behind by Jesse Armstead for no gain. Armstead, one of the bright spots on defense for the Giants in this losing year.
Well, what Jesse Armstead does pretty well. He runs pretty well. And then he's very good in pass defense. Where he has problems is when you run right at him. He's not a real big guy. That last play played right to his strength. When they're not coming at him, they're kind of running away from him. He could use his speed, get inside, use his instincts to make the play.
3rd down and 8 coming up for Dallas. No score with under 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Troy Aikman has completed 5 of 6. His big throw is to Michael Irvin. 3rd down and 8 up the middle, and the pass to Darrell Johnston, and the fullback is short of the first down. Inside the 15, however, where Sehorn and Armstead brought down the Moose. Gain of 7, and Chris Bonio will come aboard to try to give the Cowboys a lead.
A nice call by defensive coordinator Mike Nolan of the Giants. He rushed 3 people over the 3-down linemen, and then he had 8 people back. And you flood everything with the zone. There's no place to go. You have to come underneath, and then you just make the tackle.
So the Giants with a big play, but now Bonio, who tied an NFL record with 7 field goals Monday night against the Packers. This is a 31-yard kick, and the kick is good. So 20 consecutive field goals by Chris Bonio, and the Dallas Cowboys have moved in front of the New York Giants by a score of 3-0. Looking at the Dallas Cowboys offensive group on the sideline, Dallas leading 3-0 with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Chris Bonio's field goal giving Dallas the lead. Conrad Hamilton returning the kick, and again brings it out close to the 30-yard line. That's a 17-yard return. Cowboys go 85 yards, and Bonio puts them in front 3-0. We'll be right back. Cowboys lead the Giants 3-0. Giants limited offensively at Matt mentioned, with Howard Cross, the tight end, Aaron Pierce out with a sprained knee, and Thomas Lewis inactive with a hamstring pull. Lewis, their leading receiver. So that short circuits a lot of what the Giants can do. They start their second possession from the 28-yard line, 1st down. And a fake pressure. Tolbert put pressure on Brown, and here is Howard Cross. And Cross will have a Giant 1st down as he gets about 11 yards. Randall Godfrey, the rookie from Georgia, on the play.
Well, you're going to watch Tony Tolbert come clean because he's supposed to. I mean, that's the design of the play. And then Brown has to get rid of the ball before he can get there. I mean, what you're really hoping for is that Tolbert comes down hard inside and Brown can get back out. In any event, Cross flashes him at the point and gets out, makes the completion.
1st down at the 38 for the Giants. Out of the I formation. Here's Hampton. Hampton up to the 41-yard line. Kevin Smith forcing the play from the secondary, a gain of 3.
You know, it's funny when you watch this Giant offense, and you see, you know, we've seen him a few times. Lance Smith made a difference. I mean, Lance Smith came in for Rob Zatterster, and they say, well, he's old, you know, he's not as strong as he was, and he's not. But, I mean, there's something about a guy who's done it before, and there's something about a guy who knows just how to play the game. And he knows how to play the game. He gets in there, and yeah, he may get overpowered, but he'll hold your ride. He knows where everybody has to be, and he uses his help very well.
Veteran who played with the Cardinals. 2nd down and 7. Brown with a play action, and coming in underneath is Howard Cross, and Cross covered downfield by Tolbert. May have another 1st down near midfield.
Now, I want you to watch Lance Smith inside. And he's going over Leon Lett. Now, this is a matchup, you know, he shouldn't win. But because, you know, he goes to the face, he stays inside, everything he's doing is technically right. And when you do that, you give Dave Brown a chance. And you give Dave Brown a chance, and Howard Cross can make the play down the field.
Cross had 10 receptions coming in, already has 2. Here is Hampton, who spins his way into Cowboy territory, and Tony Tolbert is there again. 3-0 in favor of the Cowboys with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Cowboys destroy the Giants on the second week of the season, 27-0 at Texas Stadium, and it was one of the low points in years for the Giant offense.
I got to tell you something. I think that affected the New York Giants mentally. I thought that was like in a boxing match. You took a knockout, and it took them a while to come back off of that.
2nd and 7. Out of the backfield. He's jarred loose by Kevin Smith. He put a lick on Rodney Hampton and lost the ball, but a flag is down at the 45-yard line, and holding is the penalty against the Giants.
You know, you're going to see that hit by Kevin Smith, but I'm going to tell you something. That would make the Cowardly Line extremely pleased with Rodney Hampton, because that was pure courage. He saw Kevin Smith, and he knew he was going to take one in the kisser.
Holding. Number 74. Offense.
Scott Bragg, the right tackle.
Penalty. 2nd down.
I want you to listen to this hit, and then I want you to watch Hampton. See, Hampton had it was all in front of him. He knew he was going to take the hit, yet he still went up there and took the chance. And that's toughness, and that's being there before. And Rodney Hampton has all those things. Look at it. He knows he's going to get it. He tries to make himself smaller, but he still takes it.
Pretty good lick put on by Smith. Brings up a 2nd and 17 following the penalty. Giants in 2nd and long, and there's Dorsey, and it's intercepted by Kevin Smith. Smith down the sideline and will go out of bounds short of midfield. So the interception by Smith, his 5th of the year, and a return of 17 yards will give the Cowboys good field position. We'll be right back. Cowboys with a great opportunity thanks to Kevin Smith. No interceptions against Brett Favre last week, but against Dave Brown, Smith picks off number 5 for him this season.
Well, it was the way he did it that's impressive. I mean, he did it as much with his head as he did with his ability to just play the defense.
We talked about their ability to cover. First down on the 48-yard line. And maybe a yard for Emmitt Smith, Jesse Armstead, and Chad Bratsky.
I want you to watch down here. And I want you to watch how Kevin Smith, by body position, takes away this throw. Now he's going to work to his top side, stays right on top. Now, he gives the receiver one way to go. And right there is the difference. See, because he stayed on top, Brown anticipated the deep throw. He just used his body position. That's smart football. And that's being a real professional.
2nd down and 9. In Dallas territory. Darryl Johnston splits to the left in motion, and the pass over the middle is caught by Michael Irvin, and that will be enough for a Cowboys first down, a gain of 10. And the Dallas Cowboys have managed to get points lately, Matt, but in their last 13 possessions, no touchdowns, and they want to go the distance.
Right, and the way they're playing right now, that's been their offense. I mean, and really, you're talking about, 9 field goals, 7 of them came on that Monday night game. And then this last one that made it 8. But the way this offensive line is protecting Troy Aikman, I have a feeling those numbers are going to change. Because Troy Aikman is not getting any pressure at all.
Herschel Walker has replaced Darryl Johnston. And finally, with a lot of confusion going on, the Cowboys call a timeout. Timeout with 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And under a lot of pressure with the Cowboys leading the Giants 3-0 is Dan Reeves, who had a very successful first year, and then things went downhill. This week he gave each player a poem called The Man in the Mirror, where everyone has to be responsible for their own actions under the problems that he's facing with this team. 1st and 10 at the 41. Troy Aikman after a Cowboy first down going for Michael Irvin. Oh, nice pass is intercepted by Jason Sehorn, who's running it back. Sehorn out of bounds, and the Giants get it back on a Sehorn interception.
Sehorn played that as well as you can play it. And frankly, I think Aikman underthrew that ball a little bit, but Sehorn was right on it. You're going to watch him right out there. Watch. Same thing. Play with your man, run, use body position. Now when the receiver looks, you look. Watch on the other end, Aikman just standing in there, and then Hamilton finally got a hit on him, but not before that ball was delivered. Sehorn just played it perfectly, though.
Second interception of the season by Sehorn, so the turnovers are all even, and the Giants get it back on the 33-yard line. Tyrone Wheatley and Charles Way are the running backs. And Wheatley getting the call. And Wheatley brings it out, and that should be the last play of the first quarter. Wheatley, with considerable action in the second half against the Cardinals, played well last week. And that is the end of the first quarter here at Giant Stadium with the score, the Dallas Cowboys 3 and the New York Giants 0. Start the second quarter, Dick Stockton and Matt Millen. The Giants trying to get something going, trailing 3-0. Jason Sehorn with the interception. And the Giants have a second down and 5 on their 38. Charles Way in motion. The handoff is to Wheatley. And Tyrone Wheatley gets a couple of yards. He'll be short by about 1.5 yards. Tony Casillas made the tackle. Kavika Pittman, the rookie, is in there as well. Hervin McCormick and Broderick Thomas also in as a pass rusher.
You look at Tyrone Wheatley and you say, what the heck kind of a back is Wheatley? Now, obviously, he's got speed. He's faster than Rodney Hampton, but the bottom line is you really don't know because you haven't seen him enough.
Wheatley with a flag down, drives into Dallas territory.
You know, last week was the first real peak you got at Wheatley. And he showed you some quickness, and what most people think is he's an outside guy, a guy who likes to use that speed and get to the corner. But I'll tell you what, he's a big kid. He's 235 pounds. That 228 is wrong. He told us yesterday he's 235, and he does have the speed. You'd like to see him be able to run inside and then get outside.
No penalty on the play. First down at midfield. And here is Tyrone Wheatley. And Wheatley gets 6 yards. No question, he is the running back of the future for the Giants. Strickland and Godfrey bring him down after game 6.
You know, it was interesting speaking with him yesterday. He was saying, you know, it's taken him some time to be able to figure out where he should be because he's used to watching Rodney Hampton. And Rodney Hampton doesn't have Wheatley's speed. And so he's lining up where he would be with the same depth. And he's getting to the hole too fast. So he said, you know, I've had to deepen everything up and just kind of reassess where I'm at.
Second and 4. Again, they go to Wheatley, and Wheatley is tackled by Broderick Thomas. Cowboys using Thomas now as a pass rushing defensive end now that Charles Haley is out with back surgery.
I tell you, just watching the Giants with Wheatley in there, they look faster. They look quicker. And it looks like that offensive line, all of a sudden, they get a little bit better when they have a guy like Wheatley who's on top of them a little bit quicker. And when you have that, a guy who gets on, you can set your blocks up a little bit better.
3rd and 1. Giants second time in Cowboy territory, and they're going to go again to Wheatley, and Wheatley has the first down. Let's see where the spot is. It'll be close.
You know, I didn't hear a whistle. Did you? There was no whistle. Now there's the whistle, and I think he's going to, there was a fumble. And they're going to give that another 7 yards.
They're going to bring it up to the 32-yard line. There was no whistle. You're right, Matt. Giants get some extra yards out of it.
That was a great street move by Chris Callaway.
Recovered by New York. First down.
It was a fumble, and Callaway recovered, and everyone seemed to stop.
Yeah, let's listen to this thing. No whistle. No whistle. Callaway picks it up. Heck, he didn't even know if he should.
He stopped too.
And now there was the whistle. So there's no whistle. Heck, Callaway probably could have scored, but he didn't believe it either.
So the Giants have a first down on the Cowboy 32. And a play fake. Brown signaling his receivers. Nowhere to go. And he flips it to Howard Cross, incomplete. That was good coverage downfield by the Cowboys.
You're going to watch Chris Callaway. They're going to run to his side. Now he's going to try to take that guy deep, and then he's going to come back to the comeback. Now he's sitting there. There's nobody there, but to be honest with you, what's happened is Brown was looking down the field to Saxton across the middle, and he was waiting for him to clear, and then Charles Way went deep on him, and there was no place to throw the ball, but the place there was on the sideline with Callaway, but Brown never saw him.
That'll bring up second down and 15 for the Giants. Kevin Alexander, the third wide receiver in there, number 86. Brown drills it, and the pass is caught by Alexander to make up a good chunk of that yardage. That'll bring up third down for the Giants. They are inside the Cowboy 30.
I think they got away with one. It looked like the defensive end jumped. Must have gotten back on time, but Brown had some time to throw that. I want you to watch Broderick Thomas down here. Here comes the hard count, and there's the jump, and there's the snap, and he got away with one.
Third down and 6. Brown's pass, unable to hold on to it, is Lawrence Dawsey. He was open, and that'll bring up fourth down, and the Giants will bring on their field goal team.
Many had him. I mean, that ball has to be thrown better, and Dawsey has to lay out. But Dave Brown had time. He had the open receiver. It was a quick throw. The ball, you gotta make a little bit of throw, and Dawsey, again, like I said, he's got to lay out and make that play.
Brad Deloiso, 18 of 21, will attempt a 45-yard attempt with Mike Horan holding. Looking to tie this game here in the second quarter. And Deloiso's kick just makes inside the right upright 45-yard field goal. So Bonio in the first quarter, and now Deloiso here in the second just barely makes it, and the Giants and Cowboys are all tied 3-3. Brad Deloiso, who tied the game with a 45-yard field goal. The Giants taking advantage of the turnover. Seahorn with the interception went 39 yards in 10 plays. So it's 3-3, and Deloiso with the kickoff. Charlie Williams back on the goal line, returning for Dallas. And knocked out of bounds. And the Cowboys and Troy Aikman will go to work. 21-yard return by Williams.
Hey, I want you to watch Tyrone Wheatley. Remember, here comes the ball. He's coming up now. There's the fumble. Now, I want you to watch him at the end. You know what? He knows that's a loose ball, but watch him. He's going to start pointing down. This ball's down. He's saying, this ball's down. See, it's down. No, it should be right here. It's down. It's down. And he stayed with it, just hoping until he saw Callaway pick that thing up.
Rubbing his fingers on the turf.
He was just hoping that thing was going to be down.
From the 21-yard line, and Emmitt Smith gets hit first by Keith Hamilton, and no gain, as so far the Giants have handled Mr. Smith in this first half.
Yeah, now this is the I'll tell you, two teams that have really impressed me with the way they attack at times. Now watch Jesse Armstead come underneath. Again, running away from them. Chicago Bears and the New York Giants, sometimes they have played as good a physical football defensively as I've seen it.
And that's always been the name of their game in this NFC East.
Yeah, but the problem has been they've been inconsistent.
Deion Sanders in and running back to the right, second down and 10. And again they go to Emmitt Smith, and again he comes up empty. That was Jesse Armstead with another big play on Emmitt Smith. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Dick, here's how Denver became the first team to qualify for the postseason, just like they drew it up. Elway's pass tipped twice. Ed McCaffrey comes through with it and scores. Denver wins it 21-17. Back to Dick Stockton, and hello to Matt Millen.
All right, JB, and he says hello to you. And the Broncos open up a 3-game lead over the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC West as a result.
What a great catch by the former Giant.
Third and 10. Darryl Johnston way short of the first down. Thomas Randolph was there, and that'll bring up fourth down.
You know, you're sitting at home and you look at Troy Aikman and say, why the heck does he throw the ball there when they have so far to go? Well, the answer is simple, because the Giants in their secondary coverage took away the deep stuff, and they only gave him one thing to throw to.
John Jett will be kicking from about his 10-yard line. Arthur Marshall back deep for the Giants. Jet with a short, low end over end kick, and here's Marshall. Arthur Marshall brings it back almost to midfield. That was a 37-yard kick by Jet. And Darrell Johnston making the tackle. We'll be right back in a tie game, 3-3. The NFL on Fox. Thanksgiving special, always a great rivalry. The Redskins and Cowboys, and this year was special meeting. How'd you like those turkeys running across? Hope they get away.
Well, I'll tell you, the Redskins today were no turkeys. You can look at this right now, the matchup, and it's always a tremendous game. But that defensive thing, Washington 30th defensively. But they played like champions today in a great game against San Francisco.
Tyrone Wheatley runs into Dallas territory where Darren Woodson makes the tackle, but a gain of 5 yards for Wheatley, who's become the workhorse here in the second quarter for New York.
Hey, run him into the ground. See what he's got. I mean, he's got fresh legs. He has a concept of what's going on with the offense now. His offensive line is getting a feel for him. You can see he's running the ball fine. Just keep on handing him the football. And, hey, Rodney Hampton, there's a place for Rodney Hampton in this game, too. But right now, it's Tyrone Wheatley's show.
Second down and 5. Dave Brown fires, and Callaway wide open has a first down, and Deion Sanders spins him out of bounds. And they have to keep Callaway away and see if Chris was shaken up as he flexes his left knee.
And now, remember this. I say this almost every week, but the toughest routes to defend are crossing routes. They take the longest to develop, so your offensive line has to give you time. Callaway starts one side, comes all the way across. When you see those things and it's starting to work off of your running game, two things have to be said. Your offensive line's playing pretty good. And then secondly, I think Dan Reeves is calling a good game. He has them off balance right now.
He does, but this could be a tough injury if Callaway has to come out. They are already shorthanded at wide receiver. Our Aflac trivia question today: Emmitt Smith's 19 touchdowns in 1992 broke which Cowboys single season touchdown record? The answer coming up. Talking to Dan Reeves yesterday, he said, without question, most consistent offensive player has been Chris Callaway because he has played hurt, not complained all season long. But out he goes and replaced by Arthur Marshall, number 12, who's in motion. First and 10, and Tyrone Wheatley goes nowhere, and it was Randall Godfrey, the good-looking rookie linebacker.
Randall Godfrey made the tackle, but Leon Lett made the play. I mean, there's a matchup inside that the Dallas Cowboys think they have to win. And that's right in here. And again, he's working on Lance Smith. He just takes the outside, and he's so powerful. He works up the field. And that's one of those things that he's got to win. If the Cowboys are going to have success today, Leon Lett has got to be able to take that inside game over.
Working on Callaway on the sideline. Second down and 11 after a loss of 1. Dave Brown getting pressure, and a catch and a fine one by Gary Downs, who becomes the third down back with Keith Elias out for the year with arthroscopic surgery, and gets 6 yards on that play.
A nice catch and a nice throw by Brown, and Brown threw that one, I mean, before he ever broke. Downs, by the time he whipped his head around, the ball was there and did a good job. I mean, that's something that looks like you've been doing it every single day. And remember, they haven't been. Right now, they're depleted in their receiving, all their receivers.
Yeah, we are seeing backups in just about every area. Running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Third down and 6 coming up. Brown looking left, right. Nowhere to go, and he's stopped short about 4 yards away by Chad Headings and Jim Schwantz.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking downfield, and he's got to try to find somebody to throw to. You know, Deion Sanders working on Arthur Marshall. I mean, forget what, throw a blanket on that one. And then go to the other side with Kevin Smith, and he's working on Lawrence Dawsey, throw a blanket on that one, and then you look back underneath, there's no place to throw that football. Every place you look, they're covered. And again, that's the strength, oh, I should say one of the strengths of that Dallas Cowboy defense. They can cover the heck out of people.
Brad Daloiso This time from 46 yards out. And the kick is good. The Giants leading the Cowboys in a battle of field goals. Does this look familiar to Monday night's game? Daloiso, though, has given the Giants their first lead of the game with 4:57 remaining in the first half. At halftime, the Giants are honoring their 1986 Super Bowl champions who beat Dan Reeves' Denver Broncos, and we see some familiar faces, Matt.
Yeah, there's Lawrence Taylor right there. There's Lamar Leachman, the old defensive line coach. Heck, he's still coaching over there. He had Lawrence Taylor over there. He's still coaching him.
Daloiso kicking off to Walker and Williams. It'll be Herschel Walker returning from the goal line. Former Giant, he played with the Giants last year, is stopped shy of the 20-yard line. Once again, today's Aflac trivia question. Emmitt Smith's 19 touchdowns in 1992 broke which Cowboys single-season touchdown record? And the answer, well, Smith broke current Giant head coach Dan Reeves' record of 16 touchdowns, which he set in 1966. Reeves had 8 rushing and 8 receiving. And, of course, Smith set the NFL record with 25 TDs last year. Cowboys from their 18-yard line. First down, trailing now 6-3. Troy Aikman looking to go to the air, and his pass incomplete. Short hop by Michael Irvin, defended by Jason Sehorn.
Cowboys are out of sync right now. In that last series, the Giants really played good run defense. And then Troy Aikman's going to come right back. He's going to try to hit that out, but they're out of sync. And I think it's a combination of things. I think the Giant defense is playing with confidence right now, and then the other side of football, they're not. And right now, they're just kind of out of sync, but they've been there before.
Aikman with 1 interception so far today, 2nd and 10. Here's Emmitt Smith. And the big gain hasn't been there for Smith. Jesse Campbell, good tackler at safety, limits Emmitt to a gain of 3.
Yeah, isn't it amazing when you have these division games, like anything can happen? And that's what had the Cowboys scared at the beginning of the game. I was talking to defensive coordinator Dave Campo of the Dallas Cowboys. He said, there's 2 kinds of nervous. He said there's big game nervous because you know it's a big game and everything's going to happen. And he said, and then there's that scary nervous. And it's scary because you just don't know what the heck is going to happen because the other team has nothing to lose.
And it's always the second game the teams play against each other. That's scary.
It's that familiarity.
3rd down and 7 from the 21. And the pass is caught by Kevin Williams. Making the tackle was Conrad Hamilton, and that will get the Cowboys out of danger and give them a first down.
It's a nice job of knowing where you're at by Kevin Williams. And knowing that you have the first down yardage, you're working right there in front of Hamilton. And all that stuff, none of that even happens. You can forget the catch unless you're getting some protection up front. You know, the offensive line of the Cowboys have given Troy Aikman some time. He hasn't really been rushed at all.
First down at the 30 of Dallas. Aikman with time, and he's got Michael Irvin. And Irvin has tackled another first down. Good gain to the 46-yard line. That was a pickup of 16.
Well, and when you have time to throw the football down there, and that's going to happen. This time they're going to go with one of those zone blitzes you talked about. And they're mixing things up because I want you to watch at the end of this who makes the tackle. You watch number 92. He's coming. That's Strahan, the defensive end. Felipe Sparks gets run off. Now look who comes down and makes that play.
Giants, like everyone else, not getting near Troy Aikman this year. 1st and 10, and the pass to Darrell Johnston up the middle, and the fullback being used a great deal as a pass receiver, gets 24 yards to the Giant 31-yard line.
That's one of the smartest players right there in the league, Darrell Johnston. Darrell Johnston could be like Clint Eastwood, you know, like a man's got to know his limitations. See how he does this pattern? Perfectly. He pushes Buckley outside, comes right back inside, knows there's no help there.
And the Cowboys will call a timeout. They have 1 left. 2:27 remaining in the first half. Cowboys use their 2nd timeout. They have a first down on the Giant 31. So far, Aikman has gone to the air because Emmitt Smith has been limited by the Giants. 20 yards in 9 carries. The Giants have been keying on number 22.
Well, you know, we talked about them kind of being out of sync, but you know, that's where experience comes into play, where you've been there before, you've been in big games, you're able to go back to what's happened and still play well, and that's what they're doing. The offensive line starts giving them time. Aikman looks down the field. Even though you throw a pick, you have the confidence to come right back. No big deal.
But the Cowboys outgaining the Giants considerably through the air. Barry Switzer looking to see whether the Cowboys can get back into a first-place tie. We have an official's timeout. The clock was reset. Now it shows 2 minutes and 33 seconds. It had been down to 2:27.
Tom White is calling home. Hey, hon, how am I doing? Are they talking about me on TV? That stuff happens all the time. I'll tell you, sometimes you run into the officials and, you know, you're flying from a game site, and they come and they sit right beside you, and the first words out of their mouth, how did we do? I mean, they're on top of that stuff like anything else, and they're cognizant of the fact that there are good games and bad games.
They get judged like everyone else.
Yes, they do.
2:31 is on the clock. First down on the Giant 31. Aikman again with time up the middle, and he's got Emmitt Smith, and a flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. So they send Emmitt Smith out of the backfield for the first time today. Corey Whitmer made the tackle, and the penalty will go against the Cowboys.
Illegal use of the hands to the head. Number 79, offense. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Right tackle Eric Williams.
First down.
That knocks him out of field goal range right now.
Right, watch him right down here. I want you to, this is the Eric Williams rule. I mean, this is something he used to do all the time. Hand to the face. See it right up there? His left hand went right to the face. Now, last year in the playoff game, the championship game against Reggie White, they really kind of highlighted it. And Fox had that, and they did a good job of documenting it. And the league came back in the offseason. Now, the rule had been in place.
We're going to wind it.
But they said, we are really going to enforce it this year, and it really became the Eric Williams rule. He plays a really rough, nasty game. I love watching him play. I'd love to compete against a guy like that.
Pretty good right side with Eric Williams and Larry Allen. Cowboys have had to settle for field goals. Touchdowns have not been part of their offense. First down and 20, and the pass to Michael Irvin, and they rule a fumble. He had it, and it's picked up by Tito Wooten. And Wooten is going to go all the way to score. Touchdown. No flags are down. And at midfield, there are a couple of skirmishes going on. Nate Newton and Jesse Armstead were going at it, but it'll be a Giant touchdown. 54 yards on the interception by free safety Tito Wooten on Irvin's fumble.
And that's another one where it just looked like that ball flopped around like you're waiting for a whistle, but it didn't happen. Again, defensively, they do a great job of taking away the deep stuff. Now you're going to make him throw underneath and then make the play. Nice job. And that ball came out right away. I mean, that's a great call. Perfect call. Corey Whitmer does a great job of knowing where the ball is. Watch him get the hand through. See that? He tried to bring his arms right through the other arm. The ball popped out. Wooten picks it up, and it's 6 quick.
And Wooten made sure he had possession of the ball when he picked up the fumble before he ran. 54 yards for the touchdown. Here's Tom White.
Yeah, Tom White, they had a little discussion. Now he just gave the touchdown signal. There shouldn't have been any discussion. That was a very nice play by Corey Whitmer, knowing where the ball was and driving his arms through the arms of Michael Irvin.
And a costly fumble by Michael Irvin, and with 1:53 showing, we'll have our 2-minute warning. After this, Brad DeLuiso kicks the extra point, and a shocker going on here at Giant Stadium. Tito Wooten returning a fumble for a touchdown, and the Giants lead the Cowboys 13-3. The Giants, with an inspired defensive effort, have taken a 10-point lead. They have capitalized on 2 Dallas turnovers and have outscored the Cowboys 10-0 in the process. Brad Eloisa will kick off. It was Whitmer, as Matt pointed out, who applied the hit on Irvin, and Tito Wooten did the rest.
Boy, that's just a matter of awareness by Corey Whitmer. That's something that not a lot of guys have.
Eloisa kicking off. Walker and Williams back. It'll be Herschel Walker. This kick goes into the end zone, and it's down for a touchback. And the Cowboys will take by the Giants' defensive intensity so far this half.
Well, they think that that movie's playing right now. It's a cliffhanger already with 1:53 to go. I mean, what they sense is a chance. And when you think you have a chance, it breeds confidence out on the field.
Dallas with a first down on the 20-yard line. Cowboys with 1 timeout left. Screen pass up the middle to Emmitt Smith. And Smith gets some good yardage and has the first down. Conrad Hamilton ran him down. And they did not get out of bounds. The clock continues to run.
Well, big old Nate Newton got out there and had a heck of a block, which allowed Emmitt Smith to be able to get down there.
On the hurry-up offense. Aikman up the middle, and it's dropped by Kelvin Martin. And that'll stop the clock with 1:25 remaining in the half.
That ball has to be caught. And that, when you're having all those, you start getting all those people back, and you're getting your receivers, and you're starting getting confidence in your passing game. Your offensive line is protecting as well as they are, and that ball's thrown right where it has to be. That's got to really be frustrating. But the great quarterbacks will forget it, as will the receivers. They'll come back and forget that it ever happened.
2nd down and 10. Aikman has Emmitt Smith again out of the backfield. Aikman has gone several times to both Darrell Johnston and Emmitt Smith out of the backfield. That time, Felipe Sparks stopped Emmitt after a gain of 4 yards. As we wind down to a minute remaining in the first half. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Drilled, and it is nearly intercepted by Jesse Armstead.
I tell you,
That'll bring a 4th down.
Great defense by Armstead, and Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator. I mean, he's all over this right now. I mean, he is calling a heck of a football game, because what he's done, he's taking all the deep stuff away. Remember, they had Irvin deep early, and then it hasn't happened since. And now they're just sitting back in their zone, and they're making the Cowboys have to come to them. Jesse Armstead just showing patience in coverage. It's a good play. A great play would have been the interception.
Kelvin Martin was the intended receiver. So John Jett kicking it away and gets off a fine kick. Arthur Marshall with a fair catch at the 19. So the Giants, with 49 seconds remaining in the first half, will have another shot at it. They lead 13-3. Want to remind you that the Dockers Khakis halftime coming up with JB and Terry, and they'll have scores and highlights of today's action.
What a great game that San Francisco-Washington game was. And I think it was more than what people expected.
Well, 8-3 against 8-3, but a lot of people thought the 49ers might have an easier time of it than they did, man.
Well, the one thing that you had to remember was that they don't run the football great, and that was a plus for the Washington Redskins.
Rodney Hampton in the Giant backfield. They start from the 20. Draw play to Hampton. Bounces off the defender and gets maybe a yard. This, of course, the 2nd time the Cowboys and Giants have met. Look how the Giants have come up bigger in the 2nd time. They beat Dallas in '94, sent them to overtime in '93, and last year a very close call for the Cowboys at Texas Stadium when Dallas won by only a point.
Well, they've been all close. They got one win there, but I think it's a familiarity thing, and I also think, you know, you get drubbed the first time and you play with pride.
Giants are doing that today. 2nd down and 9, not trying anything fancy as Hampton runs out the clock, and the Giant crowd will give the Big Blue an ovation. That is the end of the first half with the score: the Giants 13, the Cowboys 3. JB and Terry will be along from the Fox Television Center with the Dockers Khakis halftime report following these messages from your local Fox station. Giant Stadium, and a bit of a stunner to say the least. The New York Giants leading the Dallas Cowboys 13-3 at the half. At halftime, Lawrence Taylor and the 1986 Super Bowl champions who beat Denver 39-20 were honored. And it's a little bit ironic, Matt, that the Giants honored the 56 NFL champions earlier in the year when they defeated Minnesota, sending the Vikings to their first loss of the season.
Well, now they're hoping that they're going to be able to turn the trick with that 86 team. It's fun to see some of those guys. You know, Lawrence Taylor out there, old Jim Burt down there, still Harry Carson, all those guys. And remember, that team was about defense, and the game today is about defense as well.
And the big defensive plays coming up are Braun first half highlights.
Now you can see right there, and this is Corey Whitmer. We talk about that 86 defense. Here's more defense. And that's just the awareness of knowing where the ball is, driving your arms through, creating the turnover, and then Tito Wooten taking it in for the only touchdown of the first half. There, the other half to that is you have a Michael Irvin, and you have an Emmitt Smith, and you have to look, you can look it down here. Look at, they're able to, 92 yards between the two of them, only 9 first downs, and they forced 2 turnovers. The biggest thing is they're playing as good as they can play defensively, and that's what they had to do.
There's Michael Irvin, who coughed the ball up after that hit by Whitmer to allow Tito Wooten to go 54 yards with 1:53 remaining. So we'll see whether the second half changes complexion or not. Brad Deloiso kicking off. Herschel Walker on a bounce will let it go out of bounds, and the Cowboys catch a break. Will start from the 40-yard line after Deloiso boots it out of bounds. Take a look, Matt, at the first half statistics.
Now, so much we talked about, and you can see all the total yards, 155-96. You know, the other thing is, except for those 2 turnovers, the Dallas Cowboys defensively have played themselves a good football game as well. Time of possession, everything's about the same. But I think the biggest thing, when you look at that offensive line, you have to look at where Emmitt Smith is going today, and you can see, you know, the middle, right, left. But there's been no place to go because defensively, the New York Giants have played excellent run defense.
First down from the 40-yard line, and Aikman slips going back. Might have tripped over one of the offensive linemen.
Heck, he tripped over the 33-yard line. It reached up and grabbed him. You see that?
It does that at times.
Yeah, every now and then it does it. You know, how about this? Well, first thing they do, they walk up. Look, they're going to come with a blitz inside. So Mike Nolan, yeah, he tripped on Moose Johnston's right foot. But Mike Nolan takes a calculated risk to send a message to the Cowboys like, we're not going to slow down. So aggressive right at the start.
Loss of 8 yards. Cowboys back to their 32. Now they send Moose split right. Aikman can't go right, goes left. And Emmitt Smith, after juggling the ball, brings it out to the 35-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards. Last year, when these teams opened the season at Giant Stadium on a Monday night, Emmitt Smith, on his first carry, ran 60 yards up the middle for a touchdown.
But guess what? This ain't last year.
That's right.
And the Cowboys aren't the same team, and right now the New York Giants aren't the same team. Actually, the Giant defense is the same that was last week. Last week against Arizona, they were this close to pathetic. Right now, they're this close to being great.
Third down and 14. Smith, or that was Johnston with the receiving end, and short of the first down. So once again, the Giants don't let the Cowboys get to the stick.
Excellent defense by the New York Giants. Excellent job by Mike Nolan. He gets aggressive, and then he sits back in his zones, and he's going to make them have to come to them. He's taking away the first down by position, and he's going to make you gain it by running through them.
And you can see Troy Aikman shows his disgust as he comes off the field. He doesn't like what's happening right now to the Dallas offense.
You know, at one point, they're just going to have to start taking their shot down the field. I mean, you just have to do that to open things up, and you can't let the defense continually dictate to you what's going to happen.
John Jett on the kick. Arthur Marshall running up to the 25. Ball for the fair catch. And the Giants will have the ball for the first time after holding Dallas on their first possession. And yes, the NHL on Fox will follow the NFL on Fox, and Troy Aikman continued to show his displeasure on the sideline. during that break. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Starting from the 25, Chris Callaway is back in the lineup, and the pass to Callaway, and that is complete.
You know, we're talking about Troy Aikman and throwing underneath and, you know, just taking what the offense or defense is giving you. He goes to the sideline with Jason Garrett. He's hot. You know, Garrett is on the phones to upstairs, and he's venting his frustrations to Garrett, and it's a buffer in between the coaching staff. And Troy Aikman right now is frustrated.
2nd down and 1 following the catch by Callaway, who goes in motion. And here is Rodney Hampton, and Hampton will have a 1st down. Callaway, by the way, suffered that sprained left knee, and he came out to start the 2nd half and made a reception. That was a 3-yard pickup for Hampton. Want to remind you, coming up, another one.
Great one. I mean, those are always great ones, especially down. But hey, last year, the Redskins beat them twice.
Right.
And it's on their minds. But look, they got to get through this one right now. And right now, the Giants are taking it to them.
Hampton for a couple, and the flag is down. Remember, we asked Emmett Smith about looking ahead to Thursday night, and he was quick to jump in with the fact that the Cowboys weren't looking ahead to the game with the Redskins. But that's easier said than done. Holding is the call against the Giants. Well, in the NFC East standings, Redskins losing today. The Eagles are trailing the Cardinals 13-10, and the Cowboys come in 7-4. Right now, Washington and Philadelphia have the best division records.
You know, Dick, regardless of all those records, if the Cowboys win out, they win their division. They have to play Washington twice, so everything is right in front of them, and it's in their hand.
Holding is the call against the Giants. It'll bring up 1st down and 20. But they have to win out to win that division. Dave Brown can't find a receiver, and he is down at the 28-yard line. That was Leon Lick, Darren Smith that time. Good coverage downfield by the Cowboys.
Now, see, now this is where the Giants aren't very good. They're not very good because they don't have their personnel. And they have all these people hurt. So now, you know, Dossey's in, and Gary Downs is in, and now Aaron Pierce is out. That offensive line is doing a good job, but frankly, they just do not match up very well with these two corners. When you're going to take away the wide receivers in this offense, it's tough.
That's one of the reasons. Smith and Sanders, 2nd down and 19. 3 wide receivers in the lineup for the Giants. Flag is down. And there is Callaway. He's got it in Cowboy territory, running a sideline pattern. Roger Harper made the stop, but flag went down, and again, holding is the call against the Giants.
And it's going to go against Scott Gregg, and he is working on Tony Tolbert.
That's the 2nd holding penalty against the Giants in this series.
I want you to watch Scott Gregg, number 74.
Holding. Number 74.
Right down here. Oh, actually, yeah, he got him. He got, and he made sure he kept him down on top of it, too. Old Scott Gregg, I was talking to him the other day. You know, we had them the last time, and I called him I called him Herman Munster. And he said, hey, I'm not Herman Munster, I'm Lurch. He said, get that thing straight. All my buddies called me and said, doesn't he know?
He's proud of Lurch.
Oh, absolutely. Heck, you need that big gong and it come out and say, you rang.
2nd down and 29 now after the penalty, and a draw to Rodney Hampton. And a couple of yards for Hampton. Hampton started the game, and Wheatley came in and had a good 2nd quarter for the Giants.
And we talked about Deion Sanders and Kevin Smith, and look, they've only thrown at him 2 times and no catches. I mean, when that happens, and then you have Kevin Smith on the other side, 2 catches, but he had the 1 pick also. So they've only thrown 6 times outside to their wide receivers for 2 receptions. When you take away your wide receivers in your offense, you're going to have a tough time.
Tyrone Wheatley is in the game. 3rd down and 26. And the pressure is on, and Wheatley can't hold on. Chad Hennings put the pressure on Dave Brown. And there's Hennings and Roger Harper defending upfield.
Well, Hennings beats him right off the start. You're going to watch him right inside number 95. Stone tries to short set him, and he just goes right to the top side and forces Brown to jump out of the pocket and throw the ball downfield.
Mike Horan will hit for the second time, and Kelvin Haymart calls for the fair catch. And his own man ran into him, Williams. So the Cowboys will start from their 34-yard line after the 45-yard kick by Horan. Back at Giants Stadium, where the Giants lead the Cowboys 13-3, and Barry Switzer saying all week that this game would be a trap with all the recent successes against the tough foes that the Cowboys have managed to handle, winning 3 out of 4 against the tough teams. He said this game would be a trap, and so far he's right on the money.
Well, it's funny because you tell your team that to make them aware so they don't fall in the trap, and then they get up there, and it still happens.
First down for the Cowboys from the 34. Emmitt Smith, who has been totally harnessed as a running back, is tackled by Chad Bratsky that time at a gain of 1.
Now, I want you to watch. This is taking care of everybody, taking care of their gaps. I want you to look at all this inside. This is a nice job of this defense of filling the gaps and no place to run. See, everybody's maintaining. Bratsky does a good job. 2-A stays with them, and because there's no holes and everybody's in their gaps maintaining the discipline, Bratsky can make the play.
Herschel Walker comes in, and he is wide to the right as a receiver on 2nd and 9. Aikman under pressure, and the pass is caught by Kevin Williams and out of bounds short of the first down marker. That was a gain of 8 yards, and after the Cowboys scored a field goal on an 85-yard drive, not much to talk about for Dallas.
Yeah, but here's the most important thing. Look at this. 13 plays that first drive, and look at after this. Nothing. I mean, and then what happened is the Giants defense started to get a feel, and Mike Nolan started to get a feel, and then they really started to play with confidence. Incidentally, in that last play, Kevin Williams made a big mistake. Nobody was out there. He came back to the ball short of the first down marker.
3rd down and 1 at the 43. Swing pass to Emmitt Smith and run out of bounds for a first down. And what was interesting looking at the Cowboy possessions is that they've had only 78 yards of offense after that first possession of the game.
I want you to watch Kevin Williams. Going to come out. Then they're going to come right back inside. They're going to try to just run the pick. See, you're flashing your defenders, and then you're going to get Emmitt Smith to the outside. You don't have to really block anybody. What you have to do is flash them, and that's just get in front of them and make them redirect their route. And that's just enough to allow Emmitt Smith to get out there and get the first down.
Deion Sanders replaces Williams at wide receiver. First down at the 49, and they're going deep for Deion. He's got it. Deion Sanders, and he loses it, and the Giants have recovered. Jesse Campbell picks up the fumble from Deion Sanders, and it'll be Giants ball.
Well, that's a heads-up job by Philippi Sparks. Sparks was beaten. Ball was catched. He made sure that he got his hand in there to force it away. Watch it.
Big play by Philippi Sparks, forcing the fumble by Deion Sanders. So 2 fumbles by Cowboy wide receivers, Michael Irvin in the first half, and now Deion Sanders. And the 3rd turnover for Dallas gives the Giants the ball on their 4-yard line. Rodney Hampton, the running back, and 2 tight ends for the Giants. Here is Hampton out to the 6-yard line. That was a 42-yard pass, by the way, before the fumble.
But see, this is a great play by Sparks. Here's Sparks up there. They're going to run the tight end at the safety. See, that's going to make him slow down right here. Sparks is expecting the safety inside. Now it becomes a foot race, and here's the heads up. See how he knew? Watch how his right arm, he closes and makes the strip. It's something that you really have to be aware of. You saw Widmer do it earlier. It's worked on every day in practice, but Sparks played it to perfection.
2nd down and 7. Callaway in motion and tripping is Hampton. And he gets a couple of yards. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Giants. 6:46 remaining. So the Giants forcing 3 turnovers. This has been a terrific defensive game for them. And Hampton just tripped up on his own man there, the center, Brian Williams. 3rd down and 7. Rossi to the left and Callaway wide right. Wilbert putting pressure on Brown, and the pass is caught by Lawrence Dawsey. And Dawsey will bring the Giants out for a 1st down to the 17. Kevin Smith defending a gain of 10.
You know, Dick, I got to tell you something. I'm sitting here, or standing rather, and I am so impressed right now with Dan Reeves. I'm going to tell you why. Now, you're going into this game, and you know you don't have your wide receivers. They know you have to run the football to be effective. So you, as a coach, it's your job to make the adjustments to your personnel, and then you have to make it work. And it's your job to make the right calls. And right now, Dan Reeves is just way on top of his game.
He sure is. This may be his best called game of the year. Jonte Carver limps off. Roderick Thomas has come in. 1st down. Hampton bounces off a defender and gets it out to the 20. Strickland on the play. There is Jonte Carver, the 2nd-year defensive lineman, shaken up.
And he's a speed guy, and he's been playing defensive end, and they need him. And then he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he's got the most experience at that position. Now they're going to take Roderick Thomas, put him on the other side, and Kavika Pittman is the other guy who's a rookie right now.
2nd and 7 on the Giant 20. Hampton off the left side, and it'll be 3rd down now. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. JB?
Hey, Dick, Jacksonville overcame a 25-10 deficit. This Mike Hollis 34-yard field goal for Jacksonville helped them to their 5th victory of the season. And right now it's still 13-10 Arizona over Philly in Arizona. Back to Dick and Matt.
That's a game a lot of people, our viewing audience, interested in, the Eagles and the Cardinals. Well, Arizona's been improved.
Tell you what, the Cardinals have really gotten better. Man, that's a nice job out there by that coaching staff to improve that offensive line as much as they have.
3rd down and 5. Dave Brown has time, but can't do anything, and he'll get about a yard, and that will bring up 4th down, and the Giants will have to kick.
You know, now, there's no place to throw the football down there, but there was time to throw the ball. Now, the defense of the Cowboys win that series, but I'm going to tell you something right now. It's a nice job by the underneath coverage. They're trying to run all those crossing routes, and they're knocking people off. That's what you have to do.
Mike Moran with the kick. Kelvin Martin on a line drive kick. Gets past one defender. Kelvin Martin into Giant territory, and he's tackled at the 41-yard line. That was a big return of 20 yards by Kelvin Martin, and the Cowboys with ideal field position when we come back.
Up the return of Kelvin Martin. Conrad goes right by it, and right there Charles Way gets hit from behind. But Kelvin Martin is doing all he can to add a spark to this offense, because offensively, these guys are off right now. I mean, they've been off the whole game except for that first series.
They have, but they have the best starting field position of the game. The Giant 41, trailing 13-3. Troy Aikman's pass caught by Michael Irvin and hit immediately short of the 1st down by about a yard and a half. The last time the Cowboys scored a touchdown was on November the 10th in the 4th quarter against the 49ers. They have gone 19 possessions without getting a touchdown.
You know, and you wonder why, when you know that, you know, Kevin Williams come back, it's made a difference, and an offensive line is starting to get healthy, and they're starting to run the football effectively. But right now, the Giants, they're just winning the battle. It's that simple.
Emmett Smith, and a fine tackle by Chad Bratsky in the open field.
Heck, Bratsky even got a shoe with the deal. Emmett ran right out of his shoe, and Bratsky threw it to him.
Loss of 3 yards.
And you can't run with one. That's a blowout. That is another great job of taking everything away and making him run this way. See, you make him run sideways, he can't be gaining ground. Bratsky comes up and just makes sure he gets that should, then at the end, he just flips it to him. Here, have a shoot.
Smith will come out, and Sherman Williams, who had a 16-yard run and a lot of burst, according to Barry Switzer, comes in at running back on 3rd and 4. And we'll have a whistle and see if the flag is against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, this one's going to be interesting because the interior line of the Giants moved, and then Derek Ware moved after. They might say that he was drawn.
Tom White, our referee.
False start. Number 89. Moving fire.
And it was Derek Ware.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
By the way, Johnny Mitchell was signed by the Cowboys this week, reported Thursday, but he is inactive in this game. And with, of course, Jay Novacek out and Eric Bjornsson with 2 sprained ankles out, they're really down to Armstrong and Ware at tight end at this point. Cowboys have rushed for only 18 yards. They haven't run well all year long. 3rd down and 9. Aikman knocked away, and a fine play by Felipe Sparks on a pass intended for Kevin Williams.
Thomas Randolph came across. Now, Aikman is going to, he knows he has to get him. Now, Randolph right there. Look at that.
Randolph.
Right around. And I'll tell you, the other part is Coleman Rudolph, 91. See, Coleman Rudolph is sitting inside, which slows the receiver down a little bit, and that allows Randolph to come over and knock that ball away.
So on 4th down, John Jett will kick. And the Giant defense again does its job. Kick is knocked in, and now let's see whether they rule it a touchback.
If he touches any part of that end zone, it comes out.
Charlie Williams tried to save it, but he was in the end zone, and the Giants will bring it out to the 20-yard line.
You watch Charlie Williams. This is a great effort right here. He's going to go up now. His foot is just a tiny bit on, but not quite. Throws it back. Now watch Schwantz. Schwantz has to not let any part of his body touch it. Touch the end zone. And right there. See that? There's the touch. And that's a great call by the officials who are right on top of it. Now watch Schwantz at the end. Schwantz pulls his elbows in real quick. Then he goes out and he has to stabilize himself with that elbow right there. And that's in. And that's a nice call by the official.
Schwantz has played very well as a run defender and special teams.
Hold it.
He can run.
Hold it.
Joe Avisano, the special teams coach of the Cowboys. All the special teams coaches are about as active as their special teams players, it seems.
You know, if there's one area in all football that's overcoached, it's like the special teams. And special teams coaches, if they have one thing, it's like the overcoach syndrome, man. They go from top to bottom, everything you can possibly cover.
2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for the Giants. 1st down at the 20. Galloway in motion to the right. Play action. And here's Howard Cross trying to get past George Teague, and Teague wrestles him down, but a gain of about 6 yards for the Giants.
Again, another nice job of Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves is on top of his game. Dan Reeves has this offense down today. He's giving his players the best opportunity to do well, and that's what coaching's all about. And now he's under a lot of fire. You know, the speculation is he'll be gone at the end of the season. But I've yet to see a coach make a tackle or throw a ball. But he's doing everything he can today to keep them in this game.
Brian Saxton, the tight end, is lining up in the backfield and blocking for Tyrone Wheatley, but nothing there as the Cowboys close, and a loss of a couple of yards on that play.
You can see Brown has thrown it half as many times. Aikman's on top of his game, obviously, with 211, and throwing everything underneath. Both have 1 pick. Now, you go into this game and you're saying, okay, if the Giants have to throw to win the game, you have to like the Cowboys' chances. The other side of that is if the Giants could stop the running game, they still felt they had to have a tough time against Troy Aikman throwing the football.
3rd down and 5. Bobble on the snap from center momentarily, and unable to hold on as Gary Downs. That pass was low as again Brown took a hit. So that will bring up 4th down, and the Giants will have to kick it away. The Giants defensively, they played a terrific game. In fact, the only touchdown has been a defensive touchdown scored by the Giants.
Yeah, I'm telling you, hey, Dallas's defense is no slouch either. And they're playing really well.
Well, we'll see what their offense does as Kelvin Martin goes back deep. Mike Horan will kick it away for the Giants, and we have a penalty flag.
False start. Moving prior to the snap, number 85, offense.
That's
a 5-yard
Kozlowski.
penalty. 4th down.
Number 85. See, if he goes down in the 3-point, he can't move. But if he's set like that, he can point and still move.
Moran. Not a long kick, and fair catch called for by Kelvin Martin at midfield. So the Cowboys will have good field position for their 2nd straight possession. That was only a 30-yard kick by Horan. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New York Giants and the National Football League is strictly prohibited. Dallas Cowboys got the opening points of the game, a field goal by Bonio. Ever since then, it's been the Giants. 13 unanswered points. Dallas passing more than running. See what Troy Aikman does starting from midfield. Sherman Williams off the left tackle, and this should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. The whistle had blown, and the ball is dead. And the clock has run down. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: the Giants 13, the Cowboys 3. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. Swirl of controversy surrounding Dan Reeves, the Giants coach, that he may not be here next year, and we asked him before the game what he thinks of his coaching future here with the Giants.
If you read the papers and so forth, I was just saying that I wouldn't want to be setting the odds. It doesn't look very good, but you know, all I can do is worry about the things I've got control over. I think I am a good football coach, and you know, if it doesn't work out here, you know, hopefully I'll get an opportunity and a chance somewhere to get the job done for somebody.
He's done a good job here in this game as Dan Reeves, as Darrell Johnston needing 2 yards.
I think Dan Reeves is doing everything he can and more. I think the sign of a good coach is to know your personnel and let them do the things they're capable of, and don't ask him to do more than that. I mean, right now he's really handicapped. I mean, you know, and he doesn't.
George Young, the Giants general manager.
George Young and Dan Reeves are sometimes not on the same page with getting the kind of people that he needs on the field, at least Dan Reeves thinks he needs on the field.
1st and 10 at the 40. Aikman gets hit as he goes downfield to Kevin Williams. That's the first time today that the Giants put some serious pressure and knocked down Troy Aikman.
And they haven't been getting pressure, but they have been playing good coverage. And the reason they have that pressure is because of the coverage to Irvin on the other side. And so they roll to Irvin, and there's no place to go, so he has to go completely to the other side. And it's an incompletion after the pressure.
Now here's a guy that's been on the bench quite a while now. Emmitt Smith. Sherman Williams has been in his place. We know that Smith has had problems with sore ankles. 2nd down and 10. And the pass to Michael Irvin is caught, but short of the 1st down by about a yard.
He's mad at himself.
Irvin should have gone to the sticks. He's done that a million times before.
Yeah, he's mad at himself. I mean, he knows the importance of the game, and he knows the importance of that opportunity.
You know, you mentioned George Young and being on the same page, but when Dan Reeves came here, the agreement was that George Young was going to make the decisions, and Dan Reeves is going to coach the team.
But that, you know, to me, that don't matter. because you can't have one guy going one way and another guy wanting something else. You can't do that. Look at Ron Wolf, what he's done up there in Green Bay. That's a completely different story. He's making those decisions. Mike Holmgren is saying, okay, you can make the decision, but they're on the same page, and that's what has to happen.
Darrell Johnston gets the first down to the 29-yard line.
George Young, he's been doing it a long time, and there's a lot of things. I mean, you know, he has the salary cap to work with, and then, you know, it's the availability of people out there, and can you bring them in here to this facility, and there's all kinds of things that go on. But that being said, I think if you're going to lay blame, you have to lay blame to everybody if there's blame to be laid.
There is, and you're right, everybody. Here's Troy Aikman trying to go to Michael Irvin, who had beaten the defense. Jesse Campbell was the closest to him, and that will bring up 2nd down and 10, but Irvin was there on a post pattern.
Now Sehorn's going to be holding the outside, which is fine. Now turn him back. Now you're expecting your safety to be inside, and Campbell was inside, and that ball would have had to have been thrown absolutely perfectly, and it wasn't.
Campbell comes out, and extra defensive backs come in.
Hey, that Jason Sehorn's played himself a good football game here today.
He has an interception. Deion Sanders in the game at wide receiver. 2nd down and 10 at the 28, and end around to Deion. Deion juking his way, gets to the 25-yard line, a gain of only 3 with Percy Ellsworth, the rookie, as Mike Nolan directing his tip defense.
Ellsworth made the tackle. You know who made that play? Chad Bratsky. Chad Bratsky played it perfectly. See, what you have to be right here. See, if you're 77, you have to stay as deep as the deepest. You can't let anybody get beyond you. And because he turned everything back in, Ellsworth can make that play. That's a nice play by Bratsky. He's played well today also.
You're right, Ellsworth just sitting there waiting for Deion to come to him. Cowboys on 3rd down and 7. Aikman to Sherman Williams, short of the first down, and the Giant defense again clamps down.
Boy, that's another big play by Jesse Armstead. Jesse Armstead has been all over the field today. Jesse Armstead is the guy who stopped that first down because they had their shot. The first tackle was missed. Armstead came up the second one, and boom, he laid it on him, which stopped them short of that first down.
Thomas Randolph also coming in on the play. So now Chris Bonio will attempt a 27-yard field goal. He kicked a 31-yarder in the first quarter. And Bonio, he's like a machine out there. The kick is good, and the Cowboys have their first point since the first quarter. The Giant lead now is 13-6. Back here at Giant Stadium, Chris Bonio's field goal brings the Cowboys to within a touchdown, but yet in the last 21 possessions, still no TDs for the Dallas Cowboys. Tyrone Wheatley giving the ball off to Conrad Hamilton, who's got running room on the kickoff. And he is ridden out of bounds short of the 40-yard line. And Roger Harper alertly got to the other side, but there is a flag down.
Boy, Roger Harper got on his horse.
Good hustle for Harper.
He's probably mad that they got the yardage, but Roger Harper took the right angle and made the play.
Preliminary signals that the flag is against the Giants.
No, now it looks like it's going to go against Dallas.
And Harper has his helmet off, and he's upset.
Roger Harper was from the Atlanta Falcons. Boy, he got big.
It's like a linebacker.
He really is. I mean, he turned into a big guy. Down in Atlanta, he wasn't that big, but came to Dallas, he turned into a monster.
Illegal use of the hands to the head. Number 34, during the return, that's a 5-yard penalty. Will be assessed from the end of the run. First down.
It's at 34, which is Herschel Walker's number.
24 was Roger Harper. It has to be 24, not 34. And here he goes. He's going to give him a straight arm, and then...
Oh, it almost ripped the helmet off.
That's a bad call. Heck, the guy's pushing you to get your way. You're just reaching for anything.
Speaking of Way, Charles Way is back in the game. He was shaken up Dave Brown's pass caught by Chris Callaway out of bounds in Dallas territory at the 40-yard line by Deion Sanders.
Yeah, listen to the crowd. See, they love to see Deion Sanders get beat. Why? Because he's so good. And what happens with Deion, see, Deion right here is he's not very disciplined right there. And you know why? Because he gets bored. And every now and then, that can happen to you. Now, that'll get him mad, and then he'll shut anybody down. But a nice job of being able to take advantage of turning them around.
17-yard gain, first down at the 40. Here is Tyrone Wheatley. And Wheatley gets about 3 yards. Plenty of time remaining, under 10 minutes. Under 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Giants lead 13-6.
Yeah, Dick, I want you to watch this. Look at Deion Sanders. He's outside. He doesn't even go into the huddle. And he's out there, and he's thinking about the call, thinking about what he's going to do. See, now here comes the huddle. The call comes in here, then it goes to the safety here. Then the safety will yell it out here to Deion Sanders.
Deion moving into the slot. Second down and 7. Play fake. And a good one. And the pass caught by Callaway. And he'll have a first down for the Giants. Ridden out of bounds by Kevin Smith. And a pickup of 8 yards. And this is the sharpest the Giant offense has looked all day.
Well, it can look sharp because that offensive line is giving Dave Brown time. And they're giving Dave Brown time because they're running the football, and then this stuff works, your play action. And then when you have time, then you can run a route that has a lot of movement in it. Because, frankly, Kevin Smith can run with Chris Callaway all day long. But when you can stop and go, then you can get open.
Callaway with 4 catches today. First down at the 29. They test the middle of the line with Rodney Hampton, whose second effort, or Wheatley that is, gets nearly 8 yards on the play.
I like what I'm seeing out of Tyrone Wheatley. And there's a lot of people who say, you know, we know he has the physical tools to run inside, but we don't really know if we can do it because we haven't seen him. Remember, he's a big kid. He's about 6'1" or so, and he's 235 pounds. And look at him finish this runoff. I mean, that's what you want your #1 pick to do.
And you're right, the team in the crowd rises up when he seems to be in the game. 2nd and 2. And again, it's Tyrone Wheatley, and he's got a Giant first down.
Nick, that's that offensive line inside. Ron Stone, Brian Williams. They're just putting holes up front. Wheatley's running right through it. Lance Smith, 61. Bishop, 78. Scott Gregg on the other side. I mean, they're getting the job done against a defense that's ranked #1. And they're running right at him. I mean, this is like saying, look, let me tell you something. We're tougher than you, and we're going to prove it.
In the first half, it was the defense, and now the Giant offensive line taking charge. 1st and 10 at the 15. Tyrone Wheatley again gets a couple of yards. Darren Woodson coming up from the secondary.
Hey, that Lance Smith is really playing a good football game. And, you know, he's going to hate to hear this. Number 61, Lance Smith. He's going to hate to hear this, but, you know, he's not as good as Leon Lett. I mean, it's just that simple. Leon Lett should absolutely abuse him, but he's not. And the reason he's not is because Lance Smith has been there before and understands how to play. And if Scott Gregg, 74, is Lurch, then Uncle Fester is number 61.
2nd down and 8. Wheatley again, and spins his way inside the 10-yard line. Tyrone Wheatley running behind an aroused offensive line for the Giants. They're using up the clock, leading by a touchdown, already in solid field goal range and looking to get an offensive touchdown.
You know, it's funny, you know, with Lance Smith, you know, they were afraid to go to him. They wanted Zadiska to be the guy. And then he just couldn't get the job done, and they went with Lance, and they said, okay, let's see what he does. You know, he's an older guy. He's not physically what Zadiska was, but let's see what happens. But I'll tell you, Uncle Fester there is playing his rear end off.
8th play of the drive.
And now they're going to get Uncle Fester right there on the flag. He moved after he was set. Remember, that's number 61 right here. That's Lance Smith. See him just came up and then came back down. Scott Gregg.
False start. Moving prior to the snap. 3-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It was on the guy you call Uncle Fester. The microphone broke up by Tom.
I can't help it, but I look at him, and you remember Uncle Fester from the Addams Family, and I could just put a light bulb right in his mouth right there, and the thing would go on. So we got Lurch, we got Uncle Fester. I'm in search of Gomez and Pugsley.
Did you watch a lot of television?
Never, you know, I never saw that once in my life. I could just see Festy's written all over him. He's going to give me a punch when he sees me.
You can handle it. 3rd down and 9. Dave Brown out to Charles Way. Way close to the 1st down. Let's see if this forward progress will be enough. Roger Harper brought him down, but let's see where they spot the ball.
That's a great effort by Charles Way. I mean, even if he doesn't get this 1st down, just to get to that point is a tremendous effort, and he's hurt.
Way went out earlier with a sprained ankle, and Callaway, who had a sprained knee, came back. But here is Way returning from injury. This is a hungry Giant team we're seeing today.
They really are. I mean, watch Charles Way right here. There's 1 miss, there's 2 miss, there's a spin into Harper, over Teague, and Schwantz had to bring him down. And guess what? 1st down. Tremendous effort by Charles Way.
And this is the trap game that Barry Switzer warned his team again, and as he said, you can warn them all you want.
Dick, this is why you play the game in this league. I mean, anybody playing their pools or however they play had to pick the Dallas Cowboys for big in this game.
Look at this drive, 52 yards.
I mean, they are just taking the ball right down their throats.
1st and goal at the 5. Wheatley and Way, and it's Wheatley to the 5-yard line. No gain. Godfrey Miles in on the play, and the Dallas Cowboys are indicating that they want a timeout. And getting up, shaken up, Chad Hennings. We'll be right back. Next Sunday, the NFL on Fox begins at 1 o'clock after the pregame show. The Bears and the Packers. The Bears beat the Lions today. Packers are playing later. Those are the games on the schedule. That's next Sunday, the NFL on Fox.
Well, I tell you, those Chicago Bears, speaking of good coaching, I think Dave Wannstedt is having his best coaching year because he is absolutely depleted, yet each week his team comes out and plays at a high level.
Tony Casillas has replaced Chad Hennings. Giants with 3 tight ends, 2nd and goal on the 4. 10th play of the drive. Dave Brown rolling out, wide open, touchdown to Brian Kozlowski. And that is the first offensive touchdown of the game for either team. And with 6:01 to go, the Giants have taken a 19-6 lead.
Hey, all you Giant people who are doubting Dan Reeves, guess what? Turn around and kiss him, because that was a great call. Load him up with 3 tight ends, play action down inside, and just take Kozlowski right out there. See, Deion Sanders fell down. I'm sorry, Woodson, that was 28, fell down, and Brown hit it perfect.
And the kick by DeLuiso is good. So Brian Kozlowski not only catches his first pass of the season, but catches his first NFL touchdown reception, and the Giants lead it 20-6. Look at the joy on the face of Brian Kozlowski. The Giants.
Heck, he's psyched. Look at that.
Career touchdown, first catch of the year, and only the 4th career catch by the 3rd tight end, Brian Kozlowski. He will never forget this moment, and maybe neither will Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, who's watching his team stumbling to this point with 6:01 remaining in the 4th quarter. The Giants up 20-6. DeLuiso with a line drive kickoff. Herschel Walker returning, and he fires his way out to the 33.
Well, so now you're down by 13, which is 2 touchdowns. And you're the world champions, and you have the better talent on the field, but the other team's defense has been taking it to you. Now it shows what kind of character you have. You're on the road. There's a flag down, incidentally.
Offsides against the Giants.
They'll decline that one, I would think.
You get the ball on the 33, I think that's where
good,
you want it.
Yeah, that's good field position. So now you see what you're all about. And that's a surprise. Emmett Smith is on the sideline.
Kicking team. Penalty is declined.
Emmett
First
Smith
down.
has been throttled today by the Giant defense, and now Barry Switzer has gone with Sherman Williams in his second year, who's got good speed in his own right, but he's not Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, but that I guarantee you that's killing Emmitt Smith to be standing there.
1st and 10 at the 33. 4 wide receivers. Troy Aikman dumps it underneath to Williams. Williams gets by one defender and brings it out a first down to the 46-yard line of Dallas. So a first down, and the Cowboys operating out of the hurry-up offense. They have 2 timeouts remaining, but enough time. 5.5 minutes to go in the 4th. Flip out and good pressure by the Giants. The intended receiver was Williams as Aikman gets hit. And right now for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Dick, you know what's going on at your place. Take a look here on Arizona. Ty Detmer play action, looking for Freddie Solomon. Picked off instead by Aeneas Williams, his 5th pick of the season. Arizona nursing a 3-point lead. Time permitting, we'll take you to the conclusion of that game to finish out the NFC East story. Back to Dick and Matt.
All right, Redskins lose, Cowboys losing, Eagles losing. 2nd and 10 on the Dallas 46. Aikman gets hit again, and he's going deep. And the intended receiver was Deion Sanders, and the great coverage. Thomas Randolph was back there along with Tito Wooten.
Now, when they came with the blitz inside, and the guy who set the whole thing up is right here. Watch, coming right inside. Jesse Armstead, they run, and Sherman Williams can't get there, and he tries to cut him, but Armstead again with another big play. And then I want you to watch the end of this and watch how you fight for the football. This is competing. And I'm going to tell you something. That's a great job by the officials to let them play. There's bumping and stuff going on, but hey, this is the time of the game, and the time you just let them play.
Randolph has had a fine game as a nickel back for the Giants. Brings up 3rd down and 10. Aikman has Darryl Johnston, and he loses the ball. Fumble. Giants recover. That's the 3rd fumble recovery by the Giants. And it was Jesse Armstead who was there to pick it up.
And another good job. Credit Mike Nolan's scheme. 3rd and long. Play everybody deep. Give them one place to throw the football, and that's underneath. And then once they throw that ball, you come up and you make the tackle. Now, Moose Johnston is going to have to be physical at this point. First, it's Thomas Randolph, who goes slow, and then, boom, Jason Sehorn, who had already an interception, forces the fumble, and Jesse Armstead comes up with it. And the New York Giant defense is playing like that '86 World Championship team.
Team that they honored at halftime today. 4 Dallas turnovers, 3 fumbles, and all of those fumbles have come after receptions by receivers. First down at the 47 for the Giants. Tyrone Wheatley, and a flag is down as Wheatley, another 2nd and now a 3rd yellow flag goes flying.
They're having a flag convention.
It's Flag Day.
Well, one of them is right in the spot where it would be holding on the offensive line. And then at the end of the play, there were 2 more.
And Emmitt Smith has remained on the sidelines for the Cowboys.
I know it's bothering Emmitt Smith, but he's down there with Sherman Williams.
Nothing physically wrong.
Fouls. Holding. Number 59. Offense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Crackback. Number 88. That's a 15-yard penalty. It's accepted. First down.
We'll take Lawrence Dorsey's crackback block. Let's take a look at Emmitt Smith. 9 carries, 20 yards, and 2 carries for -2 in the second yard, and he has really given way to Sherman Williams.
But, I mean, this is typical Emmitt Smith in terms of class. Goes over, and he's standing over there talking to Sherman Williams, coaching him, telling him what he has to do. I mean, you're in the middle of the game. Forget all those yards. You know, forget that you have 18 yards rushing. You want to win the football game.
Giants with a first down and 25 following the penalty. Tyrone Wheatley, and a good tackle made that time by Darren Woodson. But the turning point of this game was less than 2 minutes to go in the first half when Tito Wooten returned the fumble 54 yards on Irvin's fumble.
Yeah, and Corey Widmer is the guy who made the play. And then Wooten, heck, he's just running, hoping nobody's going to be near him. Hey, there's been some guys in this defense today who've really, really stepped up.
And the Cowboys have called a timeout. They have one remaining. Giants lead the Cowboys 20-6, and the look on the Cowboys bench speaks volumes. 4:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Giants second down and 22. The Cowboys have one timeout remaining. Out of the eye, Tyrone Wheatley up the middle, running right into Fred Strickland. Right now, let's send it to James Brown at the Fox Television Center. JB?
Dick and Matt, boy, there can't be anyone hotter than Boomer right now. Take a look at Boomer Esiason. William Thomas draped all over him. He still finds Pat Carter, who takes it in for the score. First touchdown reception by Carter. 22-13 Arizona. Back to Dick and Matt.
And we want to remind you, we will take you to the conclusion of the Eagles-Cardinals game when this game is over. The Cowboys have now used their third and final timeout. We'll be right back. Back here at Giant Stadium. That's where we're going when this game is over. We have 4:35 remaining. Third down and 21 for the Giants. Callaway in motion, and here's Wheatley. And Wheatley gets a couple, and that'll bring up fourth down. The Cowboys have no more timeouts remaining, and they're trailing by 14 points. But the Giants will kick it away, and they will be in no hurry.
You can't say enough about the job that the offensive line did today for the New York Giants. I mean, you look at Brian Williams and Scott Gregg and Lance Smith inside, and Howard Cross, the tight end, and Ron Stone, 65. I mean, they all played an outstanding game. It's not like they were overpowering, but they didn't make any mistakes. They gave protection when they had to, and they picked up the first downs when they had
New York.
And the Giants will use their first timeout with 3:50 remaining. Following football, nonstop Fox continues with Married with Children, followed by The Simpsons, Ned and Stacy, and the ever-popular X-Files. It's following football tonight on nonstop Fox, home of Super Bowl 31. Well, I got to go back to what Dan Reeves told us, and Dave Brown said. Dan Reeves addressed the problems and his own personal problems as to whether he'll be back. And the Giants, he said, you know, the man in the mirror. It was a poem that he gave out. Be responsible for yourself. And it had to strike a chord today because the Giants have come out with an inspired play on both sides of the football.
That man called himself an excellent game. I mean, he gave his team the best chance to win. And then Dave Brown was mistake-free. I mean, they did what they had to do. It's funny, when we talked to him, he said, you know, if you play your best game and the Cowboys play their best game, who wins? And they said the Cowboys. He said, you know, we really need some help. But frankly, they did get the help that they were looking for.
More turnovers were.
But defensively, they didn't need any help because they played really, really well.
Mike Horan will kick. Kelvin Martin at the 22-yard line. And he's hit with some help of his own teammate and is out at the 26-yard line. That was a 4-yard return. Little jawing going on.
Williams and Young going back there, just grabbing each other. Okay, so now you're down by 2 touchdowns. No timeouts left. You got to go with your hurry up. And you have to, right now, with 3:38, you have the whole field to work with. So it's not like you have to be that concerned with the sidelines or anything, so you can work the middle. They're going to have to spread this defense apart, which to this point they've not been able to do. Now they're going to go with 4 wide, which makes sense. Spread the field.
Aikman's pass is caught by Kevin Williams, and he's hit at the 30-yard line. The Giants have lost 2 in a row. They were 4-5 before they lost to Carolina and Arizona on the road to knock them, for all intents and purposes, out of their playoff hopes. But they're coming up big today. Cowboys out of timeouts. Pass caught by Dion. Sanders has a first down short of the 45-yard line as we wind down to 3 minutes remaining. in the fourth quarter. Tito Wooten making the play there. First down at the 45 of Dallas. And there's Kevin Williams, who goes out of bounds to finally stop the clock right at midfield. The only time in franchise history for the Dallas Cowboys that they have gone 2 straight games without a touchdown was 6 years ago in weeks 9 and 10, and that's what they're facing right here, man.
Mike Nolan doesn't really care if they score a touchdown or not. What he cares about is he wants to get the win. And right now he's trying to keep everything in front of him and not give up the big play down the field.
Second down and 4. Aikman has to go underneath to Sherman Williams, and Williams gets to the 40-yard line for the first down. But Emmitt Smith playing most of the second half on the sidelines. The Cardinals lead over the Philadelphia Eagles is 22-20 in the fourth quarter, and we're going to send you to that game when this one is over. Less than 2.5 minutes to play. First and 10 at the 40, and a flag is down. It'll stop the clock, but a penalty may be against Dallas.
This one's going to go against the Dallas Cowboys.
False start. Moving prior to the snap.
Penalty is against Dallas. Right now, let's send it to James Brown. JB?
Well, Dick, in your usual thorough fashion, you've given them the update. Here are the pictures to match your update. Yes, Ricky Waters caps his 5-play drive with the score. As you indicated, only a 2-point game. Less than 9 to play. Time permitting, we'll take you there. Back to Dick and Matt.
A lot of time to play in that one, boy. The Cardinals have gotten better, but there's no quit in Ray Roach's teams.
First down and 15 following the penalty. And going up top for Deion Sanders, and the pass is intercepted by Percy Ellsworth.
Now, Mike Nolan.
Ellsworth to the 30-yard line, goes out of bounds, and that is turnover number 5 committed by the Dallas Cowboys. And the rookie from Virginia picks it off, and this is a nightmare day for the Cowboys.
Aikman is just going to try to take his shot deep, but you can credit Mike Nolan. No pressure around, just step up and throw. And here's what I want you to watch. Remember I said they're not going to get beat deep? They have 3 people back here. You are not going to give up a big play. Ellsworth, playing center field, just goes to the football. Now you can credit that thing conceptually to Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator. He knows he's going to give things up underneath, but this down the field cannot happen. And then you credit Ellsworth for having the presence to be able to do it.
Third interception of the year for the rookie to lead the team. Tyrone Wheatley protecting the football as we get down to the 2-minute warning. Giants should give game balls to everyone on the defense, including that guy, Mike Nolan. 2-minute warning with the Giants in front, 20-6. You had a 2-minute warning, and once again, the Giants play the Dallas Cowboys tougher the second time around. They won in '94. They lead here 20-6. But of all those games that the Giants play tougher, none has more impact than this game here at Giant Stadium. Second down and 8 on the 36-yard line. Cowboys long since out of timeouts. Tyrone Wheatley gets to the 40. So here are the Dallas Cowboys, who had a chance to move into a tie for first place today because the Redskins lost to the 49ers in overtime. If the Eagles, who are trailing by 2 points, go on and beat the Cardinals, and we'll get you to that game when this one is over, the Eagles could end up in a tie with the Redskins for first place in the NFC East.
Yeah, Dick, if you listen real close, you can hear them cheering down in Washington for the New York Giants.
Third down and 4. Wheatley again, and that'll use up some time. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, Matt, they went through the hard part of their schedule. They defeated Miami. They lost to the Eagles in a heartbreaker, but beat the 49ers on the road. And then last Monday night against the Green Bay Packers. They've got Washington on Thanksgiving Day on Fox. And the one trap game was the Giants. You would think that they would not stumble the way they have gone through the real challenge of their schedule successfully. But here they are.
Yep.
They've done it.
Like you say, that's why they play the game.
Final seconds being ticked off. Down to a half a minute to go.
So he's going to hand out game balls, start with the head coach.
Meanwhile, the Miller Lite play of the game. And again, we go back to the waning moments of the first half. Michael Irvin was hit by Corey Whitmer, and Tito Wooden did the rest. 54 yards for the fumble return and a touchdown. Amazing that on 3 receptions there were fumbles today. Deion Sanders, Michael Irvin, and Darrell Johnston all caught passes and then coughed them up. And the Giants have good reason to celebrate.
Well, and I think some guys really stepped their game. I think that Jason Sehorn really played a good game. Jesse Armstead played himself a good football game, and that Chad Bratsky defensively. And then the offensive line of the New York Giants, when they had to get it done against the #1 ranked defense in the league, they got the job done.
And their play selection was 2-to-1 rushes to passes, which is exactly what Dan Reeves had planned for the game. Mike Horan will kick it away. No one back deep for the Cowboys, and the ball goes out of bounds. Well, the Cowboys have to come right back after this huge disappointment to go against the Redskins, who will be a bit disappointed after losing to the 49ers today. Dallas has had great success, 19-8-1 on Thanksgiving Day. Last season, the Redskins swept the series for the first time since 1987. Today's game is being produced by Richard Zients and directed by Artie Kempner. Our technical director is Rich Basili, and our videotape operators are Victor Gonzalez, Jerry Hausfeld, Jay Beckman, and Lars Pacheco. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill, as the New York Giants have stunned the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 20-6. A huge win for Dan Reeves, and a monumental disappointing loss for the Dallas Cowboys. So now the Redskins still have that 1-game lead over Dallas, but the Eagles still have a chance to go into a tie for first place in the NFC East. And we'll be sending you to that game momentarily. Final score, the Giants 20 and the Cowboys 6. So for Matt Millen, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Giant Stadium. Right now we're going to send you to Joe Buck and Bill Moss out in Tempe, Arizona for the conclusion of the Eagles and the Cardinals right here on Fox. So long, everybody.